Welcome to another podcast of Queen F Speaks. I am Queen F, and you're listening to Ari'ze Women Network. Wow, today I'm going to really go in. Got a lot of things on my mind. There's a lot of issues that have happened last week that were quite disturbing in mainstream media as well as in the black media. The black media, we've been covering certain topics, and now it seems to have spilled over into mainstream media. There's a lot of things that are occurring that are really weird and a lot of disturbing things. I tell you one thing I can say for now is that it's good to have your own, baby. Have your own. Ari'ze Women Network is independent. This is a black-owned, woman-owned media company available online at YouTube as well as our own Ari'zeWomenNetwork.com. It's good to have your own, I tell you, because what's happening in the mainstream media with Oprah, with Gayle, the interview that Gayle King did with Lisa Leslie, then Oprah coming on and defending Gayle, and then Snoop Dogg, of course, who had harsh words to say that garnered the former ambassador, surgeon. I think her title was Surgeon General of the United States, Susan Rice, who was up under the Obama administration. She had some harsh tweets for Snoop Dogg when he made some remarks to Gayle King regarding her disturbing interview with Lisa Leslie, WNBA player Lisa Leslie, who handled herself quite well in that Gayle King interview. I didn't see the entire interview, but the snippet that CBS showed, that 2-minute video, that was disturbing. It really knocked our socks off last week because our dear brother Kobe Bryant, former NBA star who suddenly passed along with his daughter Gigi and the other 7 friends and passengers in the helicopter crash on January the 26th, 2020. This was such a disturbing thing that happened, and we're all just reeling back from that. And then up comes an interview that Gayle King does on CBS with Lisa Lindsay, and the question that she posed to Miss Lindsay was what threw everybody off. She brought up a dark past of Kobe Bryant's in which he was acquitted of not being held responsible for a quote-unquote a rape assault charge. And that case had been dismissed. It occurred in 2003, and Gayle King decided to ask Lisa Lindsay about her friend Kobe Bryant. And it wasn't so much as a question, which I particularly in my previous podcast, I did state that it was inappropriate. I thought it was an inappropriate time for her to ask that question. It was bad journalism on Gayle King's part. The man has not even been buried yet. His memorial and his daughter's and the other 7 passengers' memorial services is set to occur on February the 24th. Well, I won't say he hasn't been buried. Maybe they've buried him, but still, it's too soon. It's too soon for Gayle to have posed that question about a past that has already been through the courts of a rape charge of Kobe Bryant, which he was found not guilty of whatever he was. It was acquitted. It was the case was settled or whatever. So it was what Gayle King did after Lisa Leslie said that defended her friend Kobe Bryant, and she of course defended and said she didn't think that he was capable of doing something like that and I'm paraphrasing, and Gayle King came back and said, well, how would you know? And that's really what kind of set people off. Why are you baiting this question? Why are you bringing this man's past up and he's dead? Why would you do that? That really upsetted me when I saw that clip. It really did, and it set a lot of people off. It set Boosie off. Boosie said, black people need to stop hurting other black people for success, and Boosie was right. Unfortunately, what Snoop Dogg said, it caused an uproar, and even though he was saying what a lot of us was probably thinking, most of us were thinking that, this is not very tactful for Gayle King to pose that question. He was just upset. Sometimes people react. And I don't think that he would hurt Gayle King, or he even had an ambition to hurt Gayle King. It was just in the heat of the moment, but those words were taken too hard, and now it's looking like Snoop Dogg is the bad dog, is the bad person. They're calling misogyny, and they're saying that, Susan Rice said that, if you come after Gayle, you're gonna come. We're gonna bring our army, or something to that effect. It's just spilled over until mainstream. Now, Joe Scarborough of on MSNBC had Al Sharpton on, and Al Sharpton was saying that he, of course, stands with Gayle King, and now it's just a big old mess. I'm just, I'm disappointed in humanity, because what we should understand is that nobody needs to be trashed in their death. Nobody needs to be put back on a witness stand or whatever when the case has been settled. Gayle King, Oprah, I don't know what's going on, but I'm just not liking what I'm seeing. I'm not liking what I'm seeing. I can go back. I saw a clip today, a video that Monique, the comedian Monique, was talking about how she adored Oprah, and she met her when she was in high school, and she told Oprah, I'm going to be just like you. Oprah told her, you just work real hard, and Monique took that to heart, and she really, really treasured Oprah. And she had some things that happened to her that were not pleasant, Monique, and she came out about it to the public and put Oprah on blast. A few other people, such as let's see, Lee Daniels. But anyway, back to the story. Monique had talked about how she expressed something personal to Oprah about her mother, and Oprah brought Monique's mother on Oprah's show and talked about that issue with Monique's mother. From that, Monique had been getting very irate fans coming up to her and cursing her out and saying her mother wasn't shit, and excuse my language, but that's the way I'm feeling now. I'm letting it all hanging out. We're gonna get real today, okay? And Oprah seems to me have exploited Monique by sharing that personal information with her viewers on Oprah's show about Monique's mother. Again, we can look back and say there is another instance in which Toni Braxton, the R&B singer, came on an Oprah Winfrey show, and Oprah kind of embarrassed her. She said that because she brought up the fact that Toni Braxton, was bankrupt, and that the fact that she bought Gucci flatware. Oprah was like, well, I don't even have Gucci flatware. And Toni Braxton said that she was totally embarrassed, and her career was never the same after that interview. So we can kind of look back and see where Oprah and Gayle are, they're doing some things that are not very nice. I'll just say that, to put it blank. Very nice, not very nice. So Oprah did a hit job on Michael Jackson after he passed. She had the Leaving Neverland, and then she did, Gayle interviewed R. Kelly, and from there, R. Kelly, I'm not saying that R. Kelly is innocent in anything he has done with young women, but the Gayle King interview with R. Kelly really shattered him toward the end. From that, Gayle King got a promotion on CBS for $11 million a year after that interview. So my question is, the elephant in the room is, are Oprah and Gayle a product of their environment? The environment, I mean the boule, the crowd, the elite, where prosperity seemingly trumps integrity? Is this the elephant in the room? Okay, because it's not looking good right now. The black community and the black media is doing a job on Oprah and Gayle right now. And I think because there's an issue with trust. Now we have an issue with trust. Our black men, they're being cast as back in the old day, the big boogeyman coming to get you, coming to hurt you. And sure enough, there are good and bad people in every race. I'm not going to sit here and say every black person is good or every white person is bad, because I've met good and bad people in both races, across the board in every race. So that's not the question. The question is there appear to be a hit job being done on black men? Because everybody's going down. Bill Cosby, okay, they trying to get Russell Simmons. And Oprah backed off of that because of the storm that she received from the fans. And then there was Michael Jackson, there was Chris Brown, and then R. Kelly, and now Kobe Bryant, a man who tragically died in an helicopter crash. Hasn't even been, his family's still grieving. And then this question comes up. So right now the black community is hurting. We're hurting because every time we seem like everything is okay, then something else comes along. I'm starting to be a little disappointed in humanity. We've got the ADOS, American Descendants of Slavery, in which we're trying to give reparations, and we're trying to make sure that our ancestors are being taken care of, and if it comes through us, then it comes to us, okay, whether it's land or a check form. But our ancestors worked for free, and you think that's okay? No, that's not okay. Okay, so there's an interview that occurs on ABC between Yvette Carnell, who was one of the founders of the ADOS movement, along with Antonio Moore. There's an interview on ABC, and it seems like we're the butt of the joke. There is a question of am I black enough because I'm whatever, another foreigner, I'm a Nigerian, or I'm Haitian. Okay, I'm not part of the ADOS movement. Okay, well, you know what? Our ancestors were here and they were toiling the land. Okay, and it seems like after 1965, that's when all the immigrants start to come. Okay, but what about before then? All the groundwork that was laid, all the civil rights movements that took place, all of the inventions that were made by ADOS, American Descendants of Slavery, the free labor. What about all of that? I mean, this is our time. But yet we seem to have been the joke, the butt of the joke. I don't see anything funny on that particular ABC interview that the young lady and the interviewer was, they were making jokes and questioning our movement. And no, we think that we should be one of the benefits of receiving a check or land, the ADOS, American Descendants of Slaves, not slavery, not foreigners who have come here willingly. Our ancestors were brought here against their will. So, there's that movement. There's that, like I said, ABC did an interview with Yvette Carnell, and, it just took a couple of left turns. People are not taking us seriously. So, like I say, I'm feeling a little disappointed in humanity right now. Everything's not going to be a bed of roses. Life is not perfect. People are not perfect. But come on now. Give us a break. Alright? Now back to the Oprah and Gayle and the Kobe Bryant issue. Okay, there's some questions about Kobe his family, how they're feeling now. Vanessa, Kobe Bryant's wife, posted a Instagram, which she was feeling really mad. She said she was mad, and I can possibly understand that. I'm not in her shoes. My condolences to her and her family, her kids, Kobe's kids, and my heart goes out to them. But I'm wondering, why is no one talking about the parents? What about Kobe's parents? He didn't come here on a stork. He came here by his mother and father, by their union. And it seems that Kobe was walking in his father's footsteps. His father taught Kobe Bryant, the father was a basketball player also. So he taught Kobe Bryant the ins and outs of basketball, how to play, dribble, and things of that nature. And it seems as that Kobe Bryant was walking in his father's footsteps, because his father became a coach of basketball. Kobe started coaching basketball. Your parents, you have to honor them. Now, there's some things that they said that happened back in 2000, and I think right after Kobe became a professional NBA player, was that his parents, tried to sell his memorabilia, and we don't get the whole story on that. Okay, we understand that. Okay, he took them to court. He sued his parents. Okay, well, things like that happen. They don't happen very often, but still, that's not a reason to be separate from your family. So what happened? And why is nobody speaking about the parents? Everybody always speaks about the wife and the kids, and we love them, and we're there for them. We're praying for them. But what about Kobe's parents? What happened? Well, I do know they weren't invited to Kobe's retirement final game with the Lakers. And the Bible says to honor thy mother and thy father. And true enough, there's no perfect people or parents out there. We all have faults. But one thing you want to do is you don't never want to isolate and keep your parents away from your life that you've grown with another individual who is your spouse, your wife, your significant other. You want to still involve them in your kid's life. Your parents brought you here. So that I don't quite understand, but that's not for me to understand, We do know that Kobe's net worth was close to $400 to $600 million. So why did his parents have to sell the memorabilia? Did he cut them off? If so, why? Well, that's probably not my business, but there's a lot that happened in this man's life, and we don't know. And I'm sure, like he said, the mamba, the way he got the black mambas, he was able to separate himself and get into the game and be a champ and win and overcome his obstacles in dark life, dark past. And we're so proud that he was able to do that. But we just want to know, at least I want to know, what happened with the parents. When was the last time they talked to Kobe? I'm sure they're hurting too, because everybody has regrets. What if I had did this? What if I had picked the phone up? What if I would have made this first step and made the call to my son? So my heart goes out to the family. Nobody really speaks about, like I said, Kobe's parents and his sisters. So my heart goes out to them as well. So just to let you guys know, Kobe's memorial service is going to be February, and that's his daughter Gigi and the other 7 passengers. Rest in peace. Their services is going to be held February the 24th. And I'm just looking at the numbers. I'm not into numerology and the numbers and all of that spooky stuff, but someone pointed out, of course, 224, which is the memorial service. The number 2 was Gigi's jersey number. The number 24 was Kobe's jersey number. That's pretty weird. And the helicopter in which they were in that crash, the helicopter was circling in the figure 8 in the air while he was waiting on the directions and to land. to get clearance to land. The number 8 was Kobe's jersey. So we do know more information about the crash, that the helicopter did not have engine problems. This is from a news source. The helicopter did not have an engine problem. So a big question that we have, like one of my previous videos, you may want to go back and look what really happened to Kobe Bryant, because Kobe Bryant was in the middle of a lawsuit over the name Black Mamba with Big Pharma over a it's called hyper energy type of I guess something they were trying to sell using the Black Mamba name. He was in a legal battle with that. There was something else. Yeah, he also, word is, now I read this, that Kobe Bryant was in the process of starting his own NBA in China. That was about to take place like soon. So that's something else that raises the antennas. What really happened to Kobe Bryant? Yeah, there's a lot of questions going on with that. So yeah, I just wanted to come with today to bring you guys just, my thoughts on what's going on. And one thing I can say is that we are being put up against one another. There's a strategic ploy to divide the black race. They said that a house divided will fall, and that's what it looks like. But we don't want to fall, so let's continue to try to work together. Let's not put each other up against each other. That's what the mainstream media wants to do. And if you notice that after all of this talk from last year with Oprah and Gayle King and Snoop Dogg and and all of that, look what went under the radar, the impeachment acquittal. Nobody's talking about that. Nobody's talking about the fact that there were no witnesses brought forth in this impeachment trial with the president, and he's been acquitted. So yeah, looks like we are on the radar, though. The black media, black people, we're on the radar. So hey, just stay focused. Stay together. Continue to bring the news that nobody else wants to report on, because we need the real deal. We need the real news. We need it in the raw. So everybody be blessed. Give me your thoughts and your comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, Ari'ze Women Network. There's going to be more podcasts and videos coming forth. I got a web series that I'm about to do. So yeah, definitely subscribe and share my page with your friends. And give me your thoughts on what happened with Gayle King and Snoop Dogg. Even your thoughts on Kobe Bryant and his relationship with his parents. It seems like one of the YouTubers said, what happened to Kobe Bryant, seems like a Nipsey Hussle 2.0. It seems like the same thing that happened in Nipsey Hussle's life, it sort of happened in Kobe Bryant's life. He was snatched away from us, and he was in a legal battle, and he left behind a family, kids, and it just seems so untimely. So yeah, give me your thoughts. So you guys be blessed, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and you have a great week. Thank you for listening to Queen F Speaks on Ari'ze Women Network. Be blessed.